As Salamu Alaikum Pit Bulls, or as others are calling for it these days, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. Since this channel is kind of like an uncle visiting you at night, whispering nice things into your ear and then making you feel dirty, there will be no moral talk about reliability of cars like, you better buy a Nissan Micra or Renault Twingo, or even worse, an Opel Vectra. If I had no honor, I would present you an old S-Class, because it fits into the budget and is extremely reliable. Whoever does something like that surely also recommends the removal of ass wrinkles, including bleaching. Today, however, will be about vehicles that are suitable as a first vehicle for young pit bulls. For this reason, today we're only going to look at vehicles that are visually appealing and are more likely to give you fewer headaches for a longer period of time. So let's start in a relaxed manner with a vehicle that belongs to the same type as the kind of woman that makes you homesick after conducting post-marital activities with her. Also known as Plan B, the Golf 5 1.9 TDI with 105 GP. Pretty unspectacular, but solid. The car for the people is quite popular and makes many immediately think that they have a Lamborghini. Therefore, most also immediately disfigure it with body kits from Kyrgyzstan, or color the rims in an extravagant neon yellow, which is of course extremely creative because the body is still black.
Nice.
What you should pay attention to when buying would be the function of the air conditioning, the transmission, a jerky idle mode, and the electrics. The 1.9 TDI was available from June 2005 as standard with a diesel particulate filter, and the 1.9 TDI is known for being very solid. In terms of upkeep, the Golf doesn't cost the earth either if you register it through older family members or a life partner 20 years older than you.
What's up, baby?
This is a great reason to get yourself a MILF. What you could retrofit without looking retarded. For example, xenon optic headlights with clear glass and a navigation display with contemporary features in the original Golf look. There are first usable models already starting from approx. €3,000 if you look closely. Whoever puts a lot of emphasis on their own image in order to wow gilfs should choose the C-Class of Mercedes. The Generation W203 is available with facelift, aka with less problems, starting from €3,000 in okay-ish condition. Recommendable would be the 220 CDI, thus the engine, which was built also in most E-Class taxicabs. This engine lasts forever. It is like a German tank, except it consumes little and is quite cheap to maintain. If you don't like sewing machine vibes, you can alternatively take a gasoline engine. From the facelift on, the M271 engine was used for the 4-cylinder engines, and there were problems with the timing chain from time to time because they have a simplex timing chain. It is about the thickness of a bicycle chain. The lifespan depends strongly on the sadistic inclination of the previous owner. In terms of price, the gasoline version of the G Fantasy class is on the same price level as the diesel. Although you pay less in road tax, but you have more costs in fuel consumption and, with very bad luck, more repair costs. Next, there is a car for people who have cornea on their hands due to certain premarital activities. The Audi A4 B7. Whether it is a facelift of the B6 or a new A4 model can only be discussed at the local bar brawl. By the way, post your current alcohol levels in the comments below, please. Used Audis start from about €3,000 with the 2.0 TDI model. Regarding maintenance, you don't have too many costs with Euro 4. The car is economical, has enough power, and is quite solid. The 2-liter TDI has a timing belt instead of timing chain, and the fermenter has changed at some point as well as the oil pump. Starting from 2005, these engines had a diesel particle filter, which one can also satisfy girls like Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
What you should steer away from is the multitronic transmission. That is only something for people who welcome their grandfather with a French kiss due to nervousness. The multitronic liked to attract attention because of electrical and mechanical problems, so that it had to be replaced more often on some models. But if you don't want a diesel, you should try the 2.0 petrol with 131 GP. That's a solid, naturally aspirated 2-liter engine. If you regularly take care of oil changes, it usually makes little problems. You should still keep an eye on the timing chain. The very best thing about the A4 is that you can modernize it very easily with tuning headlights in LED optics. A well-known manufacturer called Osram has built headlights especially for this, and they look really good in nature. They are a bit expensive, but well worth the money because they make the car visually much tighter. I mean younger, of course. If you value cliches or would like to be one yourself, you'll be happy with the BMW 320 Ci from the E46 series. The C stands for cunnilingus or for coupe. A model in good condition can be acquired with a facelift for just under €4,000. What you should look out for is a leaking differential, worn suspension and brakes, a little rust, and the electrics. But after the facelift, BMW has these things usually under control. If the engine consumes too much oil, it's not because it identifies with my bodybuilder ex-girlfriend, but because of the crankcase ventilation.
This is fucking bullshit.
The intake system and variable camshaft timing are also things to watch out for with the M54 engine installed. Other than that, the engine is pretty solid. Since it's a BMW and they've only been installing dingle rings in the headlights for decades, there's nothing wrong with upgrading to LED daytime running lights here. The so-called Angel Eyes optics is also available for little money and is actually a must-have in addition to lowering and track widening if you have to stand out in the rearview mirror of the car in front in good old BMW fashion. Let's move on to the penultimate vehicle, and at the same time a vehicle that I would even get myself for the price if I were limited to that budget. Lexus is 220D. The good thing about the Lexus is that the vehicles are mostly well-equipped. Therefore, it is relatively easy to find a luxury line car. This is Japanese 4 has all kinds of shit on board. There is leather, ventilated seats, navigation, Mark Levinson sound system, rear view camera, memory seats, dimmable mirrors, cornering lights, and so on. If you are looking for positive feedback from your parents-in-law, you will find it here. All this is already available for around €4,000. But if you don't fancy diesel, you can clap your hands excitedly. There's the IS-250, which is a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 with 208 horsepower for almost the same money. What's extremely tasty about Lexus is the sound you get out of it when you modify it. Apart from that, the Lexus is solid, and regarding optics, it can be easily converted to the facelift version via LED daytime running lights. Although they are not original parts, they might even look better than the original. Anyone who disagrees is definitely smoking the wrong herb. Since being young has little to do with reason, the best vehicle today is probably a Mercedes-Benz CLK C209. Why is actually quite simple to explain.
Wow!
Timeless optics, coupe, missing center pillar, and from 4 to 8 cylinders, there is everything that a young and broke person might desire. Theoretically, the models are available from €3,000, but the facelift from 2004 is available for just under €4,000 and is more worthwhile. Beside the electrics, one should pay attention to the timing chain with 4-cylinder models. Some 4-cylinder engines had problems with the timing chain like the C-Class mentioned before. But the general condition is the most important. If anything made you laugh today and you want to get more dry information on a clickbait basis in the future, then comment, like, and share the video for the algorithm. Send it to Johnny Sins and demand him to watch the full video and promote it in his upcoming productions.